Hello and welcome to the Visionary VA podcast, the go-to show for ambitious virtual assistants who are ready to stop trading their time for money and start scaling their businesses into thriving agencies. I'm Holly Copsey, founder of the award-winning agency Virtually Priceless and the Visionary VA Circle community. Each week, I'm here to bring you actionable strategies, proven systems, and mindset shifts to help you transition from a solo VA to a visionary agency owner. If you're ready to grow your business to dizzying new heights with less stress and more success, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Visionary VA podcast. I know that for a lot of VAs, the idea of tracking metrics can feel a bit overwhelming or even unnecessary. After all, you probably started your business because you love supporting clients, not because you wanted to spend hours poring over spreadsheets. But here's the thing. If you don't know your numbers, you can't make informed decisions about your business. And if you're serious about growth, these numbers will help you work smarter, not harder. So today I want to break down some of the key metrics you should consider tracking in your VA business. These are the numbers that will give you real clarity on what's working, what's not, and where you need to focus your time and energy. Let's start with the big one, your finances. Because let's be honest, it doesn't matter how much you love your business if you're not making enough to sustain it. We need our businesses to make us money so we can pay ourselves, pay others, and reinvest in the company so we can continue to grow. So number one on the list is revenue and profitability. It's easy to focus on the total amount of money coming in, but what really matters is how much you're keeping. If your expenses are creeping up, you might feel like you're earning more, but actually taking home less. So check in on your net profit regularly. Expenses and cost control are also key. Where is your money going? I always recommend reviewing all of your expenses quarterly to make sure you're not paying for things you don't need. Pull up your last 3 months of revenue and expenses. What trends do you notice? Are you keeping as much as you should be? Do you have subscriptions you no longer need? Is there anything you should be cutting back on? Then, what about your profit margin? Are you pricing yourself correctly? This is even more important when you have a team, as your overheads go up and you'll be making a smaller amount per client than when you were doing the work yourself. If your profit margins are low, you might need to raise your rates or adjust your service offerings. What's your monthly recurring revenue? This one's all about predictability. Do you know how much money you can count on each month? If not, it's time to review your contracts and see where you can increase consistency in your income. How many clients do you have on retainers versus ad hoc or project-only work? You need to ensure you have a decent amount of regular work so you're not starting from zero every single month. Finally, you also need to keep an eye on outstanding invoices. Make sure you're clear on your payment terms and track whether invoices are being settled within the expected payment period. At the end of each month, check which are outstanding and ensure you're following up to chase those payments and reaffirm expectations for the following month. If you have a good handle on all of these financial metrics, you'll have a sound understanding on the health of your business. Next, let's talk about your clients. If you want to scale, you need to know how well you're retaining clients and converting leads, as this is the key to sustainable growth. Check your client retention rate. How long do clients stay with you? If you're constantly bringing in new clients but struggling to keep them, that's a sign something needs adjusting. What's your average client spend? Are you maximizing opportunities to upsell or offer additional services? If your existing clients are only using a fraction of what you could provide, there may be room for growth. How about your lead conversion rate? How many inquiries turn into actual paying clients? If you're getting lots of inquiries but not many conversions, you might need to do some work on refining your sales process. Take a look at your past 5 client inquiries. What percentage turned into paid work? If it's low, review your sales process and messaging. Okay, so let's move on to the one that as VAs we should all be experts in: productivity and time management. One of the biggest challenges for VAs is balancing client work with business development. This is where tracking your time can be a game changer. Look at your billable versus non-billable hours. How much of your time is spent on actual client work versus general admin, marketing, or other tasks? If too much of your day is going to billable work, it's time to rethink how you're managing your workload. You need to gradually decrease your client hours and spend some focused time working on your business. There's a reason we constantly share this message with clients who want to grow their businesses. It's what you have to do if you want to progress. So get better at taking your own advice on this. How is your task delegation? If you have a team, how much are you outsourcing? If you're still trying to do everything yourself, this might be a sign that it's time to start delegating more. My advice would be to track your time for at least a week, ideally longer, and identify where you're spending it. Are you working efficiently, or are there areas where you could streamline your operations? Lastly, let's talk about marketing. If you're not tracking how clients are finding you, you might be wasting time on efforts that aren't actually bringing in leads. Look at where new client acquisitions have come from. Are they referrals from current clients or elsewhere within your network? Or have they seen you speak at an event? Which social media platforms have driven the most engagement and interest in your services? You don't need to be everywhere. Focus on what works for your target market. How is your content performing? What blogs, videos, or posts bring in leads? Are you sharing your expertise on a regular basis? If you've been posting consistently but aren't getting traction, do you need to change things up and pivot your strategy? Other metrics to check in on will depend what activities you undertake. For example, what about email list growth? If you're building an email list, is it growing? And are you actually nurturing those leads? Where are you promoting your list to encourage people to sign up? Do you have much traffic visiting your website? More importantly, are they taking action once they get there? And is it generating leads? Try picking one marketing metric to focus on improving this month. Maybe it's boosting your LinkedIn engagement or optimizing your website for conversions. Or perhaps applying for a couple of podcast appearances. Tracking these metrics isn't about overwhelming yourself with data. It's about getting clarity on where your business is thriving and where there's room to improve. If you're not tracking anything yet, start with just 1 or 2 key metrics and build from there. And remember, the numbers don't lie. They'll help you make smarter decisions, focus your efforts, and ultimately grow your business in a way that's both strategic and sustainable. So, which of these metrics do you need to focus on? Drop me a message or leave a comment. I'd love to hear what's working or not working for you. And if you need a bit of help in tracking your stats, you can download our free metrics tracker template. I'll pop the link below. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Visionary VA podcast. I hope you're walking away with fresh ideas and inspiration to scale your VA business. Don't forget to check out our free mini course on building solid business foundations, perfect for setting your VA agency up for success without the overwhelm. You'll find the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next week.